On your right, Joel, the first question.
Joel Lorenzi with the Oklahoma. Alex, I imagine you spent a lot of the past week sort of watching some of the comebacks the Pacers had and the nature of them. What sort of stuck out to you about the way they win those games? What felt like a common denominator tonight, and where do you think things sort of went off the rails?
I don't know if went off the rails is the correct term. We lost the game. I thought we played good enough to win. We just didn't finish the game. And, credit to them. Like you said, that's how they've played for the whole postseason. They kind of stayed true to themselves and their brand of basketball. And, they threw in a couple big shots down the stretch. And that's kind of been a key for them, too, in a lot of those games that you talk about where they played at the end of the game where they might have, like, some type of comeback and end up winning. And then they found a way to get enough stops. We'll go back and watch the film. I don't think we played poorly. There'll probably be some stuff that we can clean up and, come back and get ready for Sunday.
Joe?
Masato, the Oklahoman. Alex, this was pretty reminiscent of Denver Game 1 for you guys. Obviously, you go on to win that series. Do you look back on that experience at all now moving forward?
Yeah, you can. Just from a sense of, kind of the same game flow. We played good enough to win that game, controlled it for the most part, was up double digits most of that game as well. And then, they made some big shots. We made a couple mistakes down the stretch to give them free throws. There's some similar stuff from that. And I think just moving forward, I think the mentality of this team is good. We'll go back to the film and see what coach has for us and then move from there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is either one of you guys. Myron Patton, OKC Sports. You ever been part of a game where you force 25 turnovers and you lose, 14 steals, that many takeaways, and you come up on the short end of things?
I don't know. I've played a lot of games in my lifetime, but not in the NBA probably.
All right, let's go Nick over on the left. Sorry. Yep, go ahead, Nick.
Chet, I was just wondering what you felt offensively out there as a team. It seemed like you guys got a lot of opportunities in the paint, a lot of stuff going downhill. Do you feel like the angles that you had to the rim were good, or maybe some opportunities for improvement there?
There's always opportunities for improvement. We're going to go back and see where we can be better, but I feel like we're getting really good cracks at it, getting good looks. We're getting advantages, and especially myself, just wasn't finishing those plays. Got to slow down, and look how I can kind of convert those.
Dan, straight ahead.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. They got up 23s in the second half. It seemed like some of the switching that was kind of buttoned up in the first half burst loose a little bit. What did you guys see in terms of their motion? What was giving you a hard time with them getting loose?
Made 20 or
they got up 20? No, they went 10 for 20 in the second half.
I don't think they made 20.
Yeah, no, it was 10 for 20 in the second half.
10 for 20, 50. Yeah, like I said earlier, they made a couple good ones, a couple highly contested ones too. You just got to eliminate the ones that we give up that are out of rotation where we don't get there in time, or or in early transition where we're not matched up. But I gave them credit; they made big shots. Miles Turner, he banked in a sidestep three, made one in the corner. Neesmith made one highly contested over me. Nembhard threw in one off of ISO that was highly contested. Like, there's big shots. Maybe we just get the luck of the bounce and one of those don't go in, and it's a different feeling. But at the same time, like, we got to look at the right stuff, and we'll look at that tomorrow. And Mark's done a good job all postseason of helping us recognize what it is we need to be better at. And like I said, we'll regroup and come back Sunday.
Barry, back left.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, Tulsa World. Alex, with all the turnovers and steals, you didn't turn them into points off turnovers the way you usually do. Was there a reason for that, or just the transition wasn't as flowing as usual?
I'm not sure off of first look, just on memory of the game. Maybe we could have been a little more aggressive getting to the rim with the ball in transition after some of those instead of trying to come up and run sets. I don't know if that's actually true or not. That's just probably what, a history of basketball kind of tells me, that we probably weren't aggressive enough pushing those turnovers. But same time, that's a positive note. We create so many turnovers. Like, that's something you can hang your hat on and maybe not get to that number every night, but it's a positive note to show that we were swarming and having good defense tonight.
Second row on your right, Tim.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Alex, you're obviously aware of what Haliburton's been doing with the game on the line throughout the playoffs, in the regular season. What's the feeling when he's got the ball in his hands, time's ticking down, and he can win it?
I don't know. I felt confident we were still going to get a stop. I knew that I recognized they were going to play quick. As soon as Siakam got the rebound or whoever Neesmith got the rebound and threw it to Toppin, I knew that wasn't where the ball was going to end up. So I was trying to locate Tyrese, and Kaysen was on him, so I felt pretty confident. Kaysen's a great defender. Maybe he crawls up into him a little more and makes it a little more contested and physical to get to that spot. But, you don't want to live and die with the best player on the other team taking a game winner with a couple seconds left. You want to try and control the game coming down so it doesn't fall into that.
Jenny, here on your left.
Hey, Alex, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Shea said a little bit ago, he said how you lose doesn't really matter. It's still a loss, but obviously this is the NBA Finals, game one, a game you guys had in control, and you then take the gut punch at the end. How do you make it just like any other loss, or do you look at it differently because the stakes are higher now?
I mean, it counts the same as when we lost by 40 at Minnesota in the last series. Counts the same as when we lost by 2 or 3 at Denver, game 3 of that series. It's all worth one, and it's the silver lining of it. But at the same time, like it's a loss, and if we don't recognize that and feel that. If that doesn't hurt right now, or like you're not frustrated with it, then obviously there's something wrong with you. But we play the game to win, but they're all worth one. If they got to get 3 more, we got to get 4 more.
Fourth row on your right.
Valencia King, Real Talk Sports. Alex, I've spoken to you about your veteran voice before. In moments like this, do you lean on that a little bit more, or as a team, are you guys already united with the message going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we referenced it earlier. The Denver series, game 1, is eerily similar to this, so we have at least a little bit of experience to go off of. But yeah, I mean, my message will be the same. It'll change a little bit, but it's recover, get ready for game 2. But at the same time, it's all the stuff we've talked about. It's worth one. It's the first of 4. They're a good team. That's why they're in the finals. We're a good team. That's why we're in the finals. We got to be just a little bit better.
Standing on your right, last question.
Chet, 56-39 was the final rebounding disadvantage for you guys. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Did you feel there were opportunities for you guys and that was a big missed one?
Yeah, obviously we could be better on the glass. That stood out to me too at first. They did have more offensive rebounds than we did, but we forced a lot of turnovers and got a lot of steals, so there's no rebound opportunity on plays like that because they're not even getting a shot up. So I guess that stat doesn't tell the whole story, but we can still continue to be better on that end in that area.
Thank you both. This concludes the session in here for tonight.